Rights and due process of individuals receiving supports. Rights of individuals receiving supports. Statement of rights for people supported by SCDDSN. When a person applies for service or receives them from the South Carolina Department of Disability and Special Needs, the following rights are to be explained to them so they can understand them. Statement of rights. As a U.S. citizen, you have the right to dispose of your own property, sign legal documents, including wills, make purchases, enter into legal contracts, hold a driver's license, marry or divorce, vote if you are qualified, and exercise your rights as a citizen, unless you've been declared incompetent by the court. When you receive services, you have the following rights: to be treated with dignity and respect, not to be discriminated against, participate in and make decisions about your life, live in and receive services in the least restrictive place available, ask for your discharge, to be represented by an attorney, and to plan services that meets your needs. When you receive services, you have the following rights: to participate in deciding what services you need, to complain about the services or treatment you receive, to see your records, to decide if your records can be released to others, and to have information about you treated confidentially. When you receive services, you have the following rights: to privacy when receiving personal care, to be informed of your medical condition, care, and treatment, to make decisions about your health, to choose your doctor, to refuse treatment, to daily exercise, and to be free from abuse, neglect, or exploitation. When you receive services, you have the following rights: be free from physical and chemical restraints unless authorized by a doctor, to manage your money, to be paid for the work that you do, to decide if you want to participate in a research project, and to be told about the cost of services, including the refund policy. When you receive services, you have the following rights: not to be transferred or discharged unless there is a good reason, to be told about room or roommate changes, to participate in social, religious, and community activities, and to have immediate access by parents, legal guardian, and other family members. Code words: I have rights. A person in a residential program also has the following rights: to send and receive unopened mail, to receive visitors, to wear your own clothes, to keep and spend your own money, to keep your possessions in a safe place, to meet and talk with people of your choice, to communicate by mail, phone, computer with people inside or outside of the residential program, and to decide whether or not to participate in religious practices. Limited or modified rights. Limited or modified rights. Sometimes I may not be able to make my own decisions, and I may need help. The court or two doctors could declare that I am not able to give informed consent. This means that someone else would have to decide for me and sign for me. None of my rights can be restricted without due process of law. This means that I must have an assessed need for the restriction, that I must be provided with a written plan that outlines the reason for the restriction and how I can have my rights restored. The plan has to have my consent or consent from my guardian or surrogate before it can begin. The Human Rights Committee has to approve the plan before it can begin. Due process for people with disabilities. Due process. Due process is best defined in one word: fairness. Throughout the U.S. history and its Constitution, statutes, and case law have provided standards of fair treatment by citizens by federal, state, and local governments. These standards are known as due process. When a person is treated unfairly by the government, including the courts, he is said to have been deprived or denied due process. The idea simply means that the law and legal proceedings must be fair. The Constitution guarantees that the government cannot take away the person's basic right to life, liberty, or property without due process of law. The 14th Amendment prohibits the loss of liberty or property without due process of the law. If you feel that you have not received due process and your rights have been violated, you should contact any of these. Rights and due process test. 1. People that we support do not have any rights. 2. Rights can be limited by the court. 3. People have the right to choose their doctor. 4. The court is required to give you due process. 5. People that we support don't have the same rights as us. 6. Staff should respect the rights of the people that we support. 7. Rights are for all people. 8. Due process is best defined as fairness. 9. Rights should be explained. 10. Individuals have the right to make their own choices.